Hello, this is Yahweasel, this is Radical Dreamers. I will always trill the R, I don't know why. And we have gotten into the treasure chamber on the second playthrough. I expect to find different things because everything has changed. An amazing sight is spread before our eyes. I don't quite know what to think of it. We're in some sort of treasure vault with piles of gold, silver, and other sparkling treasures stacked in piles. You already said that throughout the room. Then again, I already said all of this because I already read this paragraph. But that's not the half of it. Looking out towards the far end, an even more remarkable sight catches my eye. Halfway into the room, the piles of treasure turn into somewhat of a beach? Something of a beach. Sort of a beach, followed by a glistening ocean. It's all a huge diorama, with every single object crafted from gems or precious metal. Are huge and diorama, like, contrary to those? Don't those kind of, like, diorama implies not huge. The ocean, however, is perfectly calm. No, calm isn't the word for it, hyphen. It's as still as glass. Which, if it's a diorama, it could just be glass. Strixus in chat points out that diorama does not mean the opposite of huge at all. Most, and indeed, completely correct. I just say things. It's just... Most dioramas are small as a practical thing, not because it's the definition of diorama. Leave me alone! Stop persecuting me! The glistening sheen of every undulating whitecap here seems to be frozen in time. Almost like they already have the Chrono Trigger stirred up like crystal valleys against the jade-like reefs of nearby islands. I walk out onto the beach, and Strix is mocking me in chat, and bend down to touch the unmoving water, but it's not frozen, just motionless. That doesn't tell me anything. Because if I... Like, these words, I guess what he's saying is that it doesn't feel cold, but what I want to get out of this is, does it feel like glass, or did you actually put your hand into the water? If it's motionless, then you shouldn't be able to put your hand into it, unless it's like a hologram. You've told me exactly too little to know what the hell you're talking about. A polished metallic siren, adorned with scales... adorned with scales of mica and hair of platinum, stands proudly on a nearby island, with a mysterious smile on its face, and the radical dreamstone in its hand. Yes, that's what I'm going to call it now. In its lifelike hand, almost obscured by a crashing wave, which we couldn't be bothered to animate here, or not animate, but show here, is an object of rare beauty. This stone, gripped tightly by the pearl-colored hand, seems as though it's capturing this ocean's stormy essence within its deep red center, and by red I of course mean magenta. Indeed, this is the object we've been seeking. Yet it's out of our grasp, if by only a small distance, seized within the hand of this suspicious-looking metallic contraption. So this is the point where I really need to know what you mean by the water being frozen in time. Can I walk on it? Will I go into it and drown? What is happening? The Frozen Flame. This isn't the right music for the Frozen Flame. Give me the Frozen Flame music! There it is, Serge, get your scaffold, Kid shouts. Get your scaffold? Unable to suppress her highly strung heart any longer. However, I hesitate. There's more to this than meets the eye. Get your scaffold? We just carry scaffolds with us, it's really convenient. I tell myself as I glance at Magil, his eyes tell me the same. Let's go for it. I take the bamboo scaffold out of my bag. When did I have a bamboo scaffold? I was really prepared ahead. The Oriental Monosotiladon it's crafted from is extremely light, durable, and elastics? Oh, is that a Comma? Oh, the comma is mixing in with, like, a bit of her hair effect. I was really confused. It looked like a subscript S. Perfect for travel. I place it on the ground and we go to work assembling the bridge-like structure. Why do we carry a scaffold with us? I stand back after a few moments, looking at the finished product spread out on the beach. Kid tests it by stepping on it lightly, then adding a little bit more weight, till she finally stands on it firm. It appears solid enough. I nod to Kid as Magil and I take the scaffold and swing it over to the small island, connecting the two pieces of land together. I still don't understand what's going on with the water at all. I let out a deep, shaky breath as Kid takes her first step out. The scaffold gives a little, but stays afloat. It's not floating! What are you talking about, a float? The siren maintains its ominous stare as Kid approaches. The distance between the two closes with each passing step. Before long, she reaches the reef and is within arm's reach of the flame. Come on, take it, I whisper, my fists clenched. She reaches out ever so slowly. Her head turns from the flame to the siren's face and back as her hand draws closer and closer. I like how we've just assumed this is a siren. I believe the original sirens of mythology had bird legs. Like, they're often depicted in about 1 trillion different ways, but, like, the actual original statement of them, they had bird legs. And that's not what I'm seeing here at all. Those deep, aquamarine eyes, also known as orange, remain vacant and still. I mean, So there is some drama to the, like, not everything is drawn, some of it is just text, but, like, if you're only going to draw certain things, maybe match what you say to what you draw. Maybe. I can see a little bit of aquamarine in them, but it looks like a glint of aquamarine on orange eyes, not a glint of orange or, like, a glow of orange on aquamarine eyes. But wait, no! The siren is starting to move! Kid, get out of there! It's coming to life! But Kid's already on her way back with the frozen flame in hand. Well, that explains why it came to life. The churning of the siren's metallic innards increases, getting louder and louder by the second. The sound rips through my eardrums as I watch its movements become more and more fluid. Just as the siren starts to move, the ocean comes to life as well. Somehow the waves start to churn and toil, gaining increasing vigor and momentum the more the siren awakens. I mean, the frozen flame, it has something to do with time and time travel. It's sort of frozen this whole area. I agree 100%. The siren turns and takes a step towards Kid, who's now back on the scaffold. She's having trouble maintaining balance above the now violent body of water as it crashes and bubbles mere inches beneath her feet. And she doesn't know how to swim, and given that this was like a sandbank, it's probably about, 1 foot deep at most. Pursued by this relentless, inorganic beast! Is it pursued? You haven't said it moved yet. I mean, you said it, moved, but not actually changed its location. She desperately tries to make her way home. By home, I mean to the beach that isn't her home. Oh no, Kid slipped on a wet spot. She falls into the water head first with a splash. The surging waves splash all around her, mercilessly thrashing all around. This is a very violent ocean. The siren starts to come for Kid, trudging ever so slowly into the white-capped frenzy. A sudden wave smashes into Kid, and after it recedes, I can't even see her head anymore. Please, God, don't let her drown. I see her hand emerge a few seconds later, desperately reaching out, trying to grab onto something. Maybe you? I have to save her. Distract that siren, anything. Suddenly a flash flies through the air. It's Magil. He's shooting his silver needles at the siren, which means now save Kid. One of them hits it directly between the eyes. Platinum-colored blood starts to gush out of the hole. So by blood, you mean Quicksilver? However, it does nothing to stop the unrelenting robotic beast. Now only a few feet from Kid, its mouth begins to open to an unnatural extent, like that of a gigantic snake. Damn it, what am I gonna do? Let's save Kid. I dive in without a moment's notice. I try to open my eyes underwater. It's salt water to find Kid, but the instant I do, I'm forced to shut them from the salty sting of seawater. Duh! Coming up from air, I try to find Kid among the vigorously crashing waves. She's a ways ahead of me, bobbing in and out of the water. I have to be quick. Swinging over to where I last saw her, a hand suddenly floats up to the surface of the water. I grab on and pull with all my might, but it's the siren! The hand is rotted away below the wrist, however. Corpses suddenly start to emerge all around me. These half-rotten, waterlogged bodies should be dead and lifeless, but somehow they're all coming for me, trying to pull me under. I quickly dive underwater, because that's the thing to do when you're being pulled underwater, swimming as fast as I can away from the back of bodies. I come up for air, spotting Kid just a few feet in front of me. She's spitting water out of her mouth, only moments away from drowning. Is that a thing that happens moments away from drowning? Okay. Kid, come on, hurry! I grab her hand and dive deep underneath the stormy water, because when someone's drowning, what you want to do is drag them underwater. Swimming away, I accidentally bump into one of the corpses. Just as I feel all of them start to crowd around us, I unsheath my knife and blindly hack away. Clinging tightly to Kid's hand and hacking it off as well, I swim and swim until I can't hold my breath any longer, and Kid's dead. Coming up for air, I realize we've made it. I take her up into my arms and carry her ashore. She's barely conscious. Well, that worked. We got it. Or if she's still holding it. Ugh. Lying next to me, Kid coughs a bit, spitting up seawater. I try to calm her down, and after a few moments, she rests peacefully on the glittering beach. Suddenly, I notice something. It's quiet. Perfectly quiet. I look up, wondering what just happened. She dropped the frozen flame. The ocean has reverted back to how it once was, perfectly still, like a slice in time once again. The corpses are nowhere to be found. The siren has resumed its original post, subtly perched on the far island, with that mysterious smile once again streaked across its face. Oh, never mind, she has it, and here's the Frozen Flame music! I love all the music from this game. After a few moments, Kid holds the frozen flame up over her head, staring into its shimmering beauty. Well, we got what we came for. She's right. I stand up and shake myself off, relieved it's all over with. I help her to her feet, eager to get out of here. That can't be it. From the treasure vault, path 6... We actually have to leave? Okay. I mean, if we're just leaving, then yeah, definitely head towards the terrace. After a little while, we come to a door on the left. The terrace lies ahead. Why would we do any of that? Go to the terrace! We have the... Just ahead of me, I bump into Kid, who's come to a complete stop. Looks like we're gonna need to have one more battle first. Something's wrong, mate. Stop my breath trying to listen for anything. Gimme skeletons! Clunk, clunk, that's not skeletons. I think that's orcs. Something's ahead of us on the path. Whatever it is, it's coming for us. I nervously unsheath my knife, trying to ignore my anxiety for this inevitable confrontation now only moments away. Oh, it's a skeleton! Yay! Quick, what do we do? Look for a weak spot! Raises its arms overhead, staring out with a strange look out of its eyes. Magil suddenly stops dead in his tracks. Magil, snap out of it, I shout, but his eyes are totally glazed over, completely unaware of the situation. Attack! Start to bolt towards the gruesome creature, avoiding the deadly slash with a rutsy sword. I aim a kick for the skeleton's midsection, and with that, the skeleton breaks in two, toppling down to the ground. We've already seen this battle, I don't know why I'm doing it. Well, that was fun. That was one of the 2 skeleton battles. Magil's having problems, he's dazed, but he's fine.
I'm getting a hang of this fighting thing. I'm barely hurt at all.
You're getting there, mate. Ready for what's next? Wait a sec, what's that? Bend down and pick up a small leather sack and heal myself in a way that I don't need to. I was fine. Oh wow, I feel great. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I assumed there was going to be an event when we got to the terrace, otherwise they would have just ended it there. The terrace isn't here. Shouldn't the terrace be here? We've been walking long enough, but somehow the walls seem to extend on without any end in sight. You're just shook up from what happened back there, mate, Kid says. Come on, the terrace is right up here. No, that wood handrail with a big knot in it. I remember it clearly. We just passed it a minute ago. We're going in circles. Circles? What alone? We're walking on a straight path. Can't you see it? She shouts, pointing down the dark corridor. See? Straight! I know, kid. I don't know. I mean, turning back is just gonna get us... We can keep going straight for a while. Here it is again. The same knot. But this time it's going to explode! This is bloody ridiculous. Why do we come all the way out here? For this? Look at this. We can't even find our way out of a blasted house. Kid's going into hysteria. I wish somebody would, take that kettle off the stove. I wish I could do something, but to be honest, I'm not that much better off right now. This is friggin' crazy. We're going in circles. We never should have come out here. We never should have done this. We're lost, goddammit. What are we supposed to do now? Look, kid, nobody needs all the yelling, I say, frustrated. Who asked you, you lame-brained sack of... Suddenly, Magil comes up from behind us and touches us on the back of our necks. Then we die. I don't know what he's doing, but it instantly calms me down, and by the looks and sounds of it, Kid as well. I lean against the wall for a second, trying to think of what to do. Kid stoops down, miserable. We are being... It's the best voice for Magil. We are being toyed with, Magil says. Look closely, down the center of the hallway. See how the walls subtly warp? This is all an illusion of some sort. Apparently, someone or something does not want us to advance any further. Well, woo! She almost cursed there. Frickin'-lations, Lynx. You got us walking in circles. Bet you're mighty proud of yourself. So now what are you gonna do? Play some more games or fight like a man? Frustrated, she storms down the hallway once again and presumably comes back the other way. Damn it, when's this bloody passageway gonna end? The terrace is nowhere to be found. Okay, let's turn back. We make our way down the mirrored passageway. Okay, so we can go back easily enough. That's interesting. Let's try going in here, seeing if we find a friend. The room is quiet except for the sounds of the gears, and no sign of the hood lady anywhere. Hello? Ma'am? Well, if you're not here, say so, you old hag. Silence is deafening. Okay, so much for that. Heading left will not take us to the terrace, as we have already discovered. This is interesting, because last time, the mansion itself was fairly consistent, but, Strixus points out the illogic of, Kid's statement, but, kid gonna kid. The last time the mansion was fairly consistent, but you had a lot of sort of weird puzzles to do. Now it's gonna be, Howl's Moving Castle. Let's get on the lead, we ascend the narrow staircase. Cracked stone seems to endlessly twist upwards. It feels like we're headed up to a scaffold to be executed, because usually they put execution scaffolds in extremely tall towers. I already made that joke. Oh, there's a faint voice coming from the other side of the door, says Kid. I fear the worst. Maybe we should check somewhere else, I say. What's the matter, you chicken? She says, while glancing at me. But I can tell by the sound of her voice that she isn't feeling much better about this than I am. Something wrong about this place, and we all know it. Yeah, but also I have nowhere else to go, so... Small room, one you'd find in a stone tower, very much like the stone tower we're in and found it in. It's empty and I can't find a single window in it. The hell kind of room is this? Though she's trying to hide it, I notice a shiver running down Kid's spine. There may be something of use here. Let us search more closely, Magil says quietly. You really think we'll find something? Huh. Kid proceeds to the middle of the room while I examine the walls and floor. The stone floor is filled with countless scratches, covered by splotches of a dry, dark ink. Hey, Magil, would you come over here, please? Something is carved into the wall here. I think it's an inscription of some sort. Some of this is the same as it was before, but some of it is different, so I'm just going to read it all. Magil kneels down in front of the wall and examines the writing. Looking closer at it, it appears to be written in blood.
Indeed, this text has been worn down with age. Most of it is unreadable.
Yep, this is the same. Won't last much longer. Acacia Dragoons. He enchanted. Sword ordered to proof. Well, this is familiar. Door slammed shut. Taken by surprise. And we gotta bust down the door. Let's try not to die! I remember how I didn't die last time. We busted down the door. We just, like, elbowed it a lot. There's no time to lose! Try to ram the door! Let's send the smallest person first, then the second largest person, then the largest person, then consider working together. Together! The door hinge gives, we stumble outside and discover that the hinge is exactly where it always was, and it was actually the latch that gave. The game is a liar. Finally, the grinding sound fades away. Seems the ceiling has stopped. Damn that Link's toying with us like that.
So this is the torture chamber.
Yeah, this is all the same. The Acacia Dragoons, they were once elite and whatever, and blah blah blah, Lynx ate them. I mean, for lack of anything else to do, sure, let's go back into the treasure chamber. The siren and its menacing smile welcome us back to the treasure vault just as we left it. Although this time, the frozen flame is in our hands. Let's go. This place is bugging me out, Kid says after a moment, exiting before I can even say anything. We follow her out. Okay, so much for that idea. Well, we have now gone everywhere. So I think I just need to keep on walking down the infinite corridor, because that's the only option I haven't really investigated fully. I mean, it's possible that something will just change, but... Continue! Oh. Ew! Okay, so we're back here now. So it's just that the terrace vanished. Not anything else. Maybe when we went through the cathedral that turned into an elevator, everything changed. We continue through the passageway. After a while, we arrive at a beautifully decorated set of double doors. It's the cathedral. Totally silent doors. Yeah, let's, I have a feeling about something. There are ellipses floating in the air! Just as before, this strange markings shine with a dull, somber light in the center of this dreary, forgotten room.
The designs in here indicate this is to be used for a kind of resurrection ceremony. I'm not sure what these symbols mean here, though.
Kid and I glance at each other, wondering how much longer we'll have to stay down here before Magil's ready to go.
There must be some explanation for this, somewhere in this mansion. Let us search elsewhere.
We scamper back up the stairs and out of the cathedral. Okay, that might have been critical in that it might have sort of set something else going. But it looks like I don't have a lot of other places to go. I could go to the study. We didn't really do anything successfully there but this particular playthrough. Okay. So much for that. Then down the stairs we go! Just fast forwarding a bit because this is stuff we've seen, but only the passageways. Something is bound to have changed. I mean, the whole archway situation was totally different. Then again, we haven't really done anything with the passageway yet. This time it turned into a maze. Oh, this is the room Kid saw something strange in. Okay. Returning to this rundown room, we find nothing has changed since our last visit. Okay, thanks, Magil. Maybe next time. Until then, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, I've got thousands more. Just click that channel button. Cheers from Yahweasel.